My name is Wendy, and I'm going to share with you one of my favorite stories. When I was in college, my roommate Molly and I took a children's literature class, and we fell in love with this book. The title is Wilfrid, McDonald, Partridge. It was written by Mem Fox and illustrated by Julie Vivas, and it's a beautiful story about a friendship, an intergenerational friendship. So sit right back and listen in style to a story. Hope it makes you smile. There was a small boy named Wilfrid McDonald Partridge, and he wasn't that old either. He lived with his mother and father next door to an old people's home, and he loved to visit the people that lived there. He liked Mrs. Jordan, who played the organ. He listened to Mr. Hoskins, who told scary stories. He played with Mr. Tippett, who was crazy about cricket. He ran errands for Mrs. Mitchell, who walked with a wooden stick. And he admired Mr. Drysdale, who had a voice like a giant. But his favorite person was Miss Nancy Allison Delacourt Cooper, because she had 4 names just like he did, and he shared all his secrets with her. One day, he heard his parents talking. "Oh, poor thing, Miss Nancy." "Why is she a poor thing?" he asked them. His father said, "She has lost her memory." "It isn't surprising," said his mother. "She is 96 years old." "What's a memory?" asked Wilfrid Gordon. He was always asking questions. "A memory is something you remember, my boy, something you remember," said his father. But Wilfrid Gordon needed to know more. So he went next door and asked Mrs. Jordan, who played the organ, "What is a memory?" "A memory is something warm, my child, something warm." He went to Mr. Hoskins, who told scary stories. "What is a memory?" "A memory is something from long ago, me lad, something from long ago." He asked Mr. Tippett, who was crazy about cricket, "What is a memory?" "A memory is something that makes you cry, my boy, something that makes you cry." He asked Mrs. Mitchell, who walked with a wooden stick, "What is a memory?" "A memory is something that makes you laugh, my darling, something that makes you laugh." And he asked Mr. Drysdale, who had a voice like a giant, "What is a memory?" "A memory is something as precious as gold, young man, something as precious as gold." So Wilfrid Gordon went home, and he found memories because Mrs. Nancy had lost her own. He took a basket and he carefully placed the shells that he had found at the beach long ago last summer. He took his puppet that had made his friends laugh and he placed it in the basket. He remembered with sadness the medal that his grandfather had given him, and he gently put it in the basket. Then he took his football, which was as precious as gold, and placed it in the basket. On the way to Miss Nancy, he stopped by the hen house and took a warm egg and put it carefully in the basket. When he saw Miss Nancy, he gave her the things one by one. "What a wonderful boy, and what strange things he has brought me," she said. She took out the egg, and she remembered her aunt who had a nest with a beautiful blue egg. She took out the shell, and she remembered going to the beach by tram and how she had to take off her buttoned-up boots. She took out the puppet, and she remembered her sister laughing with her mouth open full of porridge. She took out the medal, and she remembered her brother who went to war and never returned. Then she took out the football, and she remembered the day that she had met Wilfrid Gordon and all the secrets that they had shared, and they smiled together because Miss Nancy's memory was found by a small boy who wasn't that old either. The end. And I highly recommend that you read the book because the message is beautiful and the story and the illustrations make you feel like you know the characters. They're beautiful watercolors. Thank you.